You got me. Oh my goodness, look at this. This person is a PhD. Okay? First off, I want you to know that when you see someone with whom is a PhD, okay, I just want to let you know that they're probably smarter than you, and you should trust every single word that comes out of their mouth. So this will accurately describe who I am. All right? It's true. Your editor tells about you. My girlfriend is a PhD. PhD is nuts on. What is your favorite text editor? Wait, what your favorite text editor reveals about your personality? I do want to do this, okay? Hey, guess what? This was published in Towards Data Science. Okay, not data science, but it's just like towards it. Okay, statistics, by the way. You know, there's an old phrase about statistics, right? There's lies, there's damned lies, and then there's statistics. All right, so let's do this. Okay, this would be someone who does not respect themselves because they haven't figured out how to write properly. Nice job. Is Claimer. The author is a avid Vim user. Okay, respect's up. Okay, respect is up. Let's go. So the story may not be unbiased. Besides gender unspecified language. Wait, what? Hold on. Besides, gender unspecified language is used for obvious reasons, which doesn't mean that the story is free of stereotypes. Brackets, the yuppies. Okay, here we go. I'm not exactly sure what just happened here, but we're going to keep on going. When did the word yuppie go out of fashion? It's a shame because it fits perfectly to the type of person that uses brackets. It's the kid with the horn-rimmed glasses, tweed pants, and chest-long, meticulously trimmed beard who obsessed with the espresso in the cafe around the corner. What the hell is brackets? What the hell is brackets? Is brackets just yet another VS Code clone? Made with love and JavaScript? Dear sweetness, stop. Stop making editors with JavaScript. Goodness gracious. We just have to stop. Okay, you have to stop. You have to. It's inappropriate. Why? Because they can make any site look breathtaking, and brackets is their go-to tool for that. Plus, for the reasons that nobody understands, the layout reminds them of packaging of their favorite beard shampoo. Got him. WebStorm, the JavaScript world enthusiast. I have an idea of who uses WebStorm. This kind of person who's clever but doesn't open their mouth very much. The kind of person with wild dreams that nobody knows about. The type that would like to see their name in Programmers Hall of Fame but keep quiet about that. In other words, your average JavaScript developer. In other words, someone's with people with delusions of grandeur. Got him! Damn, that is just harsh. That's the type that uses WebStorm tailored to JavaScript like no other editor. The one that is made for people who do JavaScript world and nothing else. Okay. Is that a comic book? Does this picture supposed to be WebStorm? Coda, the web developer. I don't know what Coda is. Coda D's nuts? What is Coda? Is this going to be another one of those developers? Instead, try out our new next generation fully native Mac code editor. Okay, Coda's been discontinued. Okay, so Coda's not even a real editor? Coda D's nuts? I Coda a website once, but now I'm a janitor. All right, solely for OS X, Coda is for the person next door that always runs around with shiny new MacBook and creates elusive graphics for the web. This is VS Code. This is VS Code. VS Code can be described as the person who will sit down at Starbucks, opens their MacBook Pro, drinks coffee, and complains on Twitter about capitalism. They are the MacBook crowd. They are usually city hoppers and never staying in one place for more than a few months. They tried to working on farm, but noticed that the chicken drove them mad while they're trying to code. That's me? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry for being so accurate. I'm sorry for attacking you. I'm not trying to attack you. That's definitely not Xcode. Okay, Xcode is a place filled with people who become sad about development. That's what Xcode's filled with, okay? No one wants to open up. That's why I'd rather learn React Native. Okay? No one wants Xcode. One can't help the feeling that this person is hiding thousands of books worth of life experience behind their business casual attire. But they're masters at hiding their inner secrets from the outside world, both on and offline. I don't know about this. The Notepad++, the kid. Oh, Casey. The faithful folks who still haven't abandoned Windows. Welcome to the world of messy hair, thick-tinted spectacles, and navy blue sweaters that look like they've been picked from a nearby thrift shop, bathed in pizza dough, and washed until they're clean enough to not lose that pizza attire. Damn, she's just being mean to Casey right now. In other words, welcome to the world of Notepad++, a lightweight tool for MS Windows, which promises to say... Do you even have to say MS? Is MS like a... Is that a requirement? Can you just say Windows? You know exactly that fits this. You know for a fact. MSD's nuts. Damn. It's true. Users of Notepad++ care about their CPU space as much about the environment. There's just one thing they care even more about. You guessed it. It's pizza. Okay, Sublime Text. Sublime Text is the kids that used to sit at Starbucks with their MacBook Pro and complain about capitalism, but they're Generation X and they don't feel heard, so now they just sit at home and play Elden Ring, okay? That's what happens. They have no idea which file they put where or what they called that variable 50 lines earlier in the code, and for that reason that nobody understands, they expect their text editor to take care of all the mess. Welcome to Sublime Text, the text editor that cuts through all the clutter with so many pop-ups and instant switching, even between modified and unsaved files, that this editor, this is the editor that those people who use, who think they're, I can't even read the sentence. This is the editor that those people use who think their messiness isn't only efficient in their heads, but also in their projects. This is a roast. This is just a roast. You know what Albert Einstein said about a clean desk, right? You know what he said, right? He said, they say a cluttered desk means a cluttered mind. Well, what does an empty desk imply? Got him, Albert Einstein. Get wrecked. Adam, the collaborator. Your typical Adam user is the friendliest person on earth, always sporting pastel-colored sweaters and bringing breakfast for the whole office. What's not to like about them? I mean, to be fair, every time they type a key, there is like 750 milliseconds of lag. So, I mean, this makes perfect sense. They just can't actually work due to them losing their mind. They're always, they're always happy to be helping when a hand is needed because they can finally use a different editor. But they never ask for praise. Always self-sacrificing. If they achieve something, they let everybody else collect the prize money. But everybody knows that nothing would work without them. They're the glue on every team, the knuckle in every book. Welcome to your average Adam user. When was this written? This was in 2020, like a day before COVID happened. Like one day before COVID happened, this was written. I'm pretty sure that Adam was already discontinued at that point. Visual Studio Code, the perfectionists. Their shoes are squeaky clean, their hair is neatly groomed, and on their desk there is not one speck of dust. What does it say? If you know what I'm talking about. They're not unfriendly, but they're the person who spots the hair in the soup before everyone else. Everything needs to be perfect. There is no space for unwanted debris in their life. The same goes for style of coding. Never, I repeat, never would they write their name under a piece of code that contains even the tiniest of bugs. That's the user of Visual Studio Code. Debugging is made so easy, you don't even need a compiler anymore. A must-have for every bug-adverse coder. Am I about to have a Velociraptor point? If you have a debugger because you don't need a compiler, how does your debugger run the code? Right? Like, am I a Velociraptor all of a sudden? Is that what's happening? Who gave me this link? Who gave it to me? Speak up. Who did this? Who gave it to me? Speak up. Who did this? Say it. Joe did. Damn it, Joe. Joe Budden? You're telling me Joe Budden came in here just to topple this stream. It was the JavaScript community. It was written by a nano user. It just got back. What happened? Remember, she has a PhD. If there's ever been a better case for why you shouldn't trust a PhD, I think this article is it. I genuinely think that this is pinnacle bad observations. Okay, first off, Visual Studio Code users are the ones that are still wearing sweatpants at 1 p.m. They show up to a job interview and drop the F-bomb just to make sure you're cool enough to hear the F-bomb during a coding interview. Visual Studio Code people say phrases such as, but not limited to, I just want to code, man. Okay, I don't want my editor. I don't want to know my environment. I don't want to know anything but just coding, okay? Visual Studio Code. Code. That's me. Yeah, I know. Okay. Got him. Where's Vim? Okay, first off, NetBeans, this is... Okay, first off, Vim. NetBeans is, like, near and dear to my heart, okay? Let's do NetBeans. Your average NetBeans user is obsessed with code and beans, but especially beans. A day cannot start with a holy coffee bean brew of their favorite coffee shop. After that, they'll stay for the rest of the day frantically hacking around the keyboard. Actually, I did do this. Okay, I did. I would spend 12 hours in a coffee shop. I did this. Okay, so this is not far off, except for I didn't care about the coffee. I just wanted internet, and I didn't want to be at my house. They are of the anxious type. Nope, not anxious at all. Always scared of losing out. Nope. Dressed slightly below casual. I wore gym shorts every day, so yeah, always a little jittery and unfocused. Okay, they don't really need coffee to wake up. They need coffee to calm themselves down. Okay, yeah, that's called ADD. That's called ADD. I hope you know that. ADHD has this peculiar effect where when you drink a lot of coffee, it actually kind of slows you down a little bit. Let's skip over to, this is definitely IntelliJ. This is, if this is, I've ever seen IntelliJ. This is IntelliJ right there. Dreamweaver, Vim. The person who hasn't had a haircut in the last 3 years. False! False and slanderous! Okay, I cut the hairs of my face yesterday. Okay? Who hasn't brushed it for the last 5 months. False! The person who still wears mom's sweaters for work. Okay? My wife's a mom and she buys me sweaters, so I guess technically accurate. Technically. Okay? They just didn't say whose mom, okay? I'm a mother lover, by the way. The person who's, let's see, the person whose shoes are falling apart. Okay. Okay, that's not funny. That's not funny, okay? It's not funny. It's not funny. Welcome to your average user of Vim. It doesn't get geekier than this. One half of the editor war. Vim is all of those who think in a rigid, systematic categories and don't need much personalization. Okay, a little incorrect. Okay, now your characterization actually has fallen apart. Vim is for those who want to personalize. Vim is for those who think personalization is the only state. Vim is for those who like to learn a structure, then never let go of it. Okay, that's fair. Fair. Vim is for the geeks of geeks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Emacs is the go-to editor for all nerds who haven't reached geek status. You know, it's probably why Lex switched to VS Code. Honestly, he couldn't make it. He couldn't cut. Okay? He couldn't cut it. You know, Lex, I'm still waiting on my podcast invite, Lex. Just saying. Lex, okay? I'm over here waiting on you. And yet somehow, haven't seen it. This is the kind of nerd who has slight dislike for graphical user interfaces. Odd, because you run Emacs in GUIs. Okay, but you can't go without him. Yeah. The kind of nerd who likes to write code but still wants their text editor to be capable of more than code. Yep, that sounds right. The nerdy person who's in the corner who's always drinking rosé wine. Let's go! Oh, that is a great characterization. This is great. Let's see. How would you turn Lex into a 1.5 speed? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. The person who, when asked a black or white question, will always answer with an elaborate gray. The person who gets up at 11 a.m., not because they were sleeping before, but because they are too busy thinking about the optimal time to get up. You suck at making decisions? Use Emacs. This guy uses Emacs. Typical Emacs user, okay? Typical. What's wrong with rosé? Just something Emacs people would drink. Okay, because rosé is like the ultimate I couldn't decide. Okay? I don't want white wine. I don't want red wine. What's the wine that can make it so that I feel like I'm having the best of both worlds? Rosé. Everybody knows this, okay? This is just how it works. Okay? Ridiculous. The name is the Primeagen.